late 70s, General Motors produced a half-ton pickup with a more powerful motor, upgraded brakes, suspension, and rear end. This allowed General Motors to classify these trucks as commercial vehicles. This was a way to circumvent EPA regulations and emissions controls of the day. These trucks were known as the Heavy Half was the GMC and the Big 10 was the Chevrolet. This loophole was soon recognized by Ford and Dodge, which led to the death of the F-100 and the D-100 respectively. General Motors killed off the C-10 for the C-15. Ford completely replaced the F-100 with the F-150 in 1984. The Dodge D-100 well, in true Mopar fashion, Dodge took this to the next level and gifted the world with arguably the first hot rod truck, the Little Red Express. At the turn of the new millennium, General Motors brought the idea back in the short-lived 1500 HD, introduced in 2000. This 1500 came with GM's LS1 Vortec 6000 V8 with 300 horsepower and 360 foot-pounds of torque. This configuration was only offered in crew cab with the heavy-duty 4L80E automatic transmission. Two-wheel drive was standard and four-wheel drive was optional. This truck also comes with 373 gears in the diffs. Today we are working on this 2001 1500 HD. This specimen belongs to my dad. He busted his ankle some time ago and has been unable to drive the truck. He asked me to take it home and drive it just to keep all the systems working. So I would drive the truck once a week or so, and the truck has been pretty much trouble-free. One day I went to start the truck and the constant power wire to the aftermarket stereo was uninsulated and it shorted out the dash. This destroyed the radio and blew several fuses. I lost the gauges, the AC, several accessories. So to fix this, I had to first remove the radio, which caused some collateral damage. So being as old as the truck is, you can see the dash was all cracked up. And this is very common in these trucks, in the Chevys and the Dodges especially. I think some Fords about the same year have the same issue. So what I had to do to it is, as you can see here, let me get in focus here, or in the frame, is I used some epoxy to put these two pieces together. I know what you're telling yourself. That looks absolutely terrible. And you're right. That does look terrible. But the premise behind it is not necessarily to fix the dash. The premise behind it was to get it to where these dash pieces were actually together, so that when you put this fascia piece back on, you have these holes right here that they clip into. So without this piece here, I wouldn't be able to bolt the fascia on that covers the radio and the gauge cluster. So I had to do something to put this back together, and it's not the best, but I mean, it's there. So what I've done, as you can see, I've pretty much taken everything out of the dash. I pulled the grab bar and the AC vents. So what I've got is I've got a dash skin for it, and this dash skin is from Dash Skins. Now it's pretty expensive, but it's supposed to look pretty good from what I understand, and they color matched it to the interior. So I went in the glove box and I got the interior color code from inside the glove box, which is on the sticker. Oh, you can't see it. On that sticker right there. And match that to the color code on their website. They got it from Amazon. And it matches perfect. I matched it to the bezel. I'll put the bezel over there, match that all up, and the color looks great. So the other thing we're gonna do is, this truck definitely needs a backup camera. It's so tall that it's hard to see anything around you, and especially if you're backing up to a trailer with a 6-inch drop hitch, it's just hard to see. 2001, these things didn't come with backup cameras. So as you can see, there's enough room here for a double DIN radio, but the front fascia piece that goes here only holds it what they call a DIN and a half. So there's a couple ways to go about fixing that. You can find a lot of videos on this, and one of them is to either cut the radio fascia out for a double DIN to fit, or buy a replacement double DIN fascia board, or not fascia board, but a doubled in bezel around the radio. So that's what I did. Now, unfortunately, I had a bunch of video of me prepping that radio bezel for paint and getting it to match the color, because it came black. It didn't have any texture on it. It came smooth. So these dashes, if you know, they have like kind of like a leather-ish texture to them. So I ended up texturing it. We can go over all that, but all the prep work, all that data got corrupt for whatever reason. So we'll just kind of pick up where we are now with the base coat, and then go back with the finishing coat and put everything in and see how it looks. Okay, so we're back over here in the back part of the yard, and right here on the trailer I have that doubled in radio bezel I was talking about, and I have it's been taped up and masked off and prepped. Also have the base coat on, because like I said, the plastic was smooth and I wanted it kind of halfway match the texture. So let's see what all was done. So let me get out of the light here. So this is it, this bright silver, and I know you're thinking, well, that's not going to match at all, but I have a completely different coat to go over that. But see if I can get it, because there's a texture to it, which is what I was going for, because this stuff is smooth. I mean, it was just smooth all the way around. So how I managed to do this was, some of y'all may recognize what this is, but so what I did is I went to Walmart, like one tends to do, and I bought this Rust-Oleum Universal Advanced Formula Forged Hammer Paint and Primer. So it specifically says in the label for wood, metal, and plastic. So what this does, this has a texture to it, as you can see. So I'm hoping that texture would close enough match what the dash texture is. Now the color doesn't match, but I have the proper color for that. So the interior color that I bought for it was, for the dash skin, was called light pewter. Now that's not a color that you can find, to the best of my knowledge. I contacted the guys at Dash Skins and asked them if they had a paint code number. I never heard back, and nothing on them, just got kind of impatient. Okay, to be fair, Dashkin did reply to my email. They informed me that the color they use is custom mixed and I could order it directly from them. They also told me to contact SEM to get a ready to spray aerosol can of paint if they have a color that matches or one that matches close. The rep I was in contact with was super helpful and professional, and in turn I responded to this email with the SEM color code that I got that matches their dash in the interior of that truck. I did some more digging online, and what I found a forum post from 2008, I think it was, that said the color he used was medium dark pewter, which doesn't sound right, but I looked at it and I got the can of it over there, and when I ordered it, it was from SEM. When I ordered it, I got it in, and it matches pretty close. So that medium dark pewter is, I guess, the color. So we'll get over looking at that here in a little bit. And by in a little bit, I mean right now. So what we have here is SEM Classic Coat Flexible Coating 17163 medium dark pewter. So light pewter is what the paint code says in here. I'll show you that again. It's if I can get to it. So it's right there. See that 922? The first two numbers, 92, is what indicates your interior color. So, and according to everything I've read online, 92 is light pewter. So, but this medium dark pewter, it matches pretty well. I mean, the color's not exactly right, but it's not like a huge difference. You see how sun faded this piece is? I'm gonna pull this off, pull it apart, and repaint this because that just looks terrible. But the color matches pretty well. Matches the seats. So I think it's gonna look pretty good. Okay, so I figure while I'm at it, we'll go ahead and we'll pull this piece off. I was looking at speaker grills, and you can see it almost looks like there's some rust spots coming through on these speaker grills. So I'll probably pull these off. I'll probably pull these off too and repaint them, because I'm painting one little dash panel. I'm gonna have a lot of paint left over. So I'll probably repaint these and this. These and this. And I think I had the same deal over there. And I'll check the back and see if there's anything back there that needs some, color touch up. But so let's go ahead and pull this off. Now I'm not entirely sure how to get this off. Let's see. Kind of hard to do one-handed. Oh, yep, there it goes. Okay, so we'll pull these off. Okay, there it is. Okay, so on the driver's side here, this is the same window control as this one. Believe it or not, these were put in the truck at the same time. These are both original. But I guess the truck was parked in a certain way for so long that it only faded one side of this. So we're gonna repaint this one. This one I think we should just probably leave alone. Mine looks like a little nick right there. Oh yeah. Huh, never mind, got it. But this speaker grill on this side is, you can see way more rust coming through on this one than you can on the other one. So I'll be for sure taking this speaker grill out, repainting it. And I looked at the ones in the back. The ones in the back look okay. The driver's side one, yeah, see, it's looking pretty rusty too. I don't know if these things just weren't primed properly from the factory. I mean, this is inside the vehicle. There's no reason why this should be rusted. But maybe it's a common problem with GMs. I don't know. But this panel looks good. There's no real issues. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, this panel looks good. There's no real issues with it. The carpet's all nice. There's no problems. Okay, so we're over at the work table now. So I have that passenger side window motor controller. So the window switches and the door lock. So what it looks like to take this out, it should just be two little Thorx heads there. And it's just a little clip on the back side. I know it's kind of hard to see, but so what I have is a little precision screwdriver set. I got these from Walmart, and yeah, I mean, I have better tools, but these are perfect for this little job. So let's go ahead and get that off there, and then we'll go from there. Pull this off. Oh yeah, so that was a lot easier than I thought it was. So there's your control switch. It's modular, so if something ever happens to it, easy enough to take apart. And then here is our panel. All in all, this job hasn't been too hard so far. The dash job had to be broken up into two videos, unfortunately. The more I dug into the history of the 1500 HD, the more I found interesting. I hope you liked the video. The completed job will have to wait till part 2. If this video helped you in any way, drop a like and subscribe. It's free and doesn't hurt, but it helps me a lot. I'm trying to get this YouTube thing off the ground. Until next time, I'm Bo, and I'm out.